my comments in the good faith that through this process you've already carefully and earnestly considered the issues that I'm going to raise. So there are so many things that I wanted to talk about tonight, but as I thought about it, I realized that to preserve my own integrity, I needed to address directly the issues of race and class that I feel that these regulations are entrenched in. I know that the proposed regulations will touch the lives of all of Rhode Island's young people, and I believe that they're intended to be neutral. But when implemented, these regulations will have an impact on young people of color and young people from low-income communities in wildly disproportionate ways. I came to education because I believe deeply in the potential of education to disrupt systems of racial and economic injustice and to empower the individuals whose lives and opportunities are shaped by those systems. I also came to this profession because I feared that public education as it exists today does not disrupt those systems, but rather reproduces them and perpetuates them. Standardized tests like the kneecap help to illuminate this truth. As was presented at the last Board of Regents public comment session, the correlation between race and income and performance on the kneecap is indisputable. The community in this state with the highest income is 94% white. It also, 12% of the seniors in that community will be at risk of not earning a diploma. The community in this state with the lowest median income has a population that is 87% people of color, and in this community, 76% of current seniors, that's 3 out of every 4 seniors, would be at risk of not earning a diploma under these new regulations. This data makes so clear that our system of education is better preparing our white, middle, and upper class youth for successful performance on the kneecap than it is our low-income youth of color. This is an injustice. I support the use of standardized tests like the kneecap as a tool of exposing and understanding this injustice and perhaps helping to fight it. But to use the kneecap as a high-stakes test, which it was not designed to be, to use the kneecap as a gatekeeper to a diploma, to hold it as a standard in a conjunctive system in which coursework and performance cannot compensate for low scores on that test, I cannot imagine a more devastating way to perpetuate and exacerbate that injustice. To my mind, it is so clear that to hold young people accountable for a system that has failed them by denying them a right to a diploma will compound in immeasurable ways the institutional racism and classism that already disempowers and disenfranchises so many of our youth, and in turn does the same to their families and their communities. So I want to close by telling you the story of a current 12th grader. Her name is Shauna. Through her senior thesis project, Shauna is working to improve the public housing development in which she lives. She's collaborated with the director of the Housing Authority and community activists and her peers to start a Saturday club for younger students in her community where they can get help with their homework, learn how to advocate for issues in their community. She's also creating a documentary that's rooted in academic research, high-level academic research, that she's going to present to the Board of the Housing Authority to advocate for issues that she feels are important to improving her community. Shauna is applying to City Year, which is a public service organization that requires a high school diploma. Shauna is ready to continue her life as a public servant and a leader in her community. Under the new regulations, she would not earn a high school diploma because her kneecap scores are too low, and the rigorous and meaningful performance-based work she has done would not be able to compensate for those low scores in a conjunctive system. This extraordinary young woman, who was perhaps on the verge of breaking out of the cycle of poverty, would be sent back into the grips of the cycle of poverty without a diploma. I am confident that this is not the intention of the proposed changes, but I'm convinced that in too many cases, it will be the real impact of them. I urge you to feel the weight of this decision, and I urge you to feel its deep connection to justice and equity. Thank you.